Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. All right, what are we talking about? The Lakers as always. Why am I looking to the side? Because I'm propping my phone up a certain way. So if I look this way, it's kind of awkward. Was it Rich camera's there? Who cares? The point is, I was talking about the Lakers last night, as I always do. Frustrated about the team. We lost a game against the Sacramento Kings where we thought, once again, we had an opportunity to win. We didn't execute down the stretch, and leading up to those moments, we allowed the game to be close as it was because we didn't schematically handle our business properly. And, it's one of those situations where people are frustrated. The whole team is frustrated. Players are frustrated. Fans frustrated. Everybody's frustrated. And as I look at what I'm seeing online and just listen to people talk, it's pretty much the same deal. We're looking at Darvin Ham and we're saying, okay, just like we say to Rob Pelinka, do you have control over what it is you're doing? Because if so, we got some critiquing to do. And we got some honesty to have, right now. The truth of the matter is, we got to stop believing our own lies. Los Angeles Lakers, we got to stop believing our own lies. And I'm listening to Ticket TV. He prompted me once again, as I always want to give credit. People give me things to think about. And I turn on the camera and I'm telling you, what he just said right now was that, more or less, Darvin Ham was, he was reacting to the fact that Darvin Ham has said that he wanted to ride LeBron James, so to speak, at year 20. You're going to ride the man 38 minutes a game, 40 minutes a game because he can handle it. Like, bro, that is not something you want to do. That's something you tell LeBron because you want him to believe in himself in year 20. You want him to keep it going, but that's rah-rah bullcrap. That's not science, bro. You don't want someone who's my age, 38 years of age, who's played more basketball than anyone else who's ever played in the NBA, to be playing more minutes than anyone else in the NBA right now. That's bad science, bro. That ain't got nothing to do with whether or not you have a confidence in somebody to be able to handle something. That's irresponsibly handling what it is that you're responsible for. It's not. And this is what I'm saying in regards to Russell Westbrook. It's the same type of thing. It was like a few days ago, he gave the ball to Russell Westbrook down the stretch. It didn't work out. He was fouled. They didn't call it, whatever. But he got on camera and said he put the ball in the best in a player's hands that he felt could win the game down the stretch. And the history tells us that Russell Westbrook's not the guy you put the ball in his hands in that situation when you have LeBron James on his team. Now, if he's done some good things in OKC when KD wasn't there down the stretch, they were forced to. They didn't have nobody else to give it to. You live and die with him. Not when you have LeBron James on your team. This is all ego management, as we were talking about last night. And when you're ego managing, you can't actually behave in the way that you're capping about. You see what I'm saying? That's the problem. It's like you can cap all that, but you can't actually make it as if the science is going to have it add up. The math isn't going to add up, as I often say. And that's what's happening to the Lakers. It's like you want to ride LeBron James. It's like we did last year. LeBron can play center. No, he cannot. Not if you want to succeed. Not if you want him to make it through the season. He shouldn't. Not if you're running small ball. No, not at all. You can believe that lie. And you can hype him up to believe that lie if he wants to believe it. But the math ain't going to add up. You're going to send him out there, you're going to get beat up. You see what I'm saying? So it's like Darvin Ham needs to stop putting people in positions to have to prove what is clearly cap. You see what I'm saying? You can't follow through with the lie, bro. If you in regards to telling people they can do stuff and then asking them to actually do it when you know damn well they can't. You know damn well they can't. And so that's what it is. It's almost like the Lakers are setting people up to fail in a way that, like, you want to uphold this ego trip, LeBron. This is me talking as the Lakers. Okay, go out there, play 40 minutes a game and see if you can win anything. Since you believe you can, go do it. Russell Westbrook, you think you're a better playmaker than everybody else on the floor, right? For sure. Put the ball in your hands and see what you do. That's what I think the team has been doing these last couple of days. To both of them. And one my thing is, it's just costing us games, man. This ego crap is garbage, man. It's garbage. This is why I don't really love superstar ball, because you can't even coach these dudes. And if you can coach them, the aura is that you can't, so people don't even treat them like they're humans. They treat them like they have to kiss their butt. This is why I talk the way I talk in this camera to LeBron and anybody else who follows me if they do, because I don't think they're going to get that realism anywhere else, because people are too afraid to be honest, because it hurts their bottom line. And what does it hurt? The science as well. It's like, nah, bro, somebody got to tell Russell Westbrook, no, that's not one of your strengths, brother. We believe in you, but not because of that. We want you to do what you're good at. We're not going to ask you to go out there and be Reggie Miller just because you're a Hall of Famer. Just like we're not going to ask Reggie Miller to be Shaq because he's a Hall of Famer. You see what I'm saying? We're not going to ask you to be something you're not. Or do things that don't cater to your strengths. As a Laker fan, if that's what the team is putting you in positions to do, that's not what I'm supporting. That's not what I'm asking them to do. You feel me? So that's what I want to say to Bron and Westbrook specifically. I think this team is catering to your ego to the detriment of itself, and I don't even know if they need to do that. I just think they need to do that. That's the God's honest truth, man. I think it's a wildly understood thing that you gotta talk to superstars a certain way or you're gonna get TO'd. And I just don't think it has to go that way. I would like somebody to try to be basically real with these dudes. Like literally real with them. Like LeBron James, if you were a perfect player, you'd have a perfect record, bro. There are always things to learn. You can't close very well, and it's okay. It doesn't make you anything less than a king. It doesn't mean you've done any less than anyone else. You've done more than everyone else. But this is a level he needs to get better at. No different than the free throw line. No different than the three-point line. It's okay to not be perfect and still be better than everybody else because the game itself is evolving. So if you're the pinnacle, it just means that you're at this level, and the next level is to reach is this one. You know what I mean? Michael was there, and then we got up, met up with Kobe, and we met up, you know what I mean? It's just the game's evolving. That's all I'm saying. So with the pinnacle being the very best, it doesn't mean that he's perfect. It doesn't mean that he has every concept together, and it certainly doesn't mean that someone ain't gonna learn from his mistakes, from which they will. And I hope that person is him. That's the thing. He needs to learn from the mistakes. The way he's closing and all that, capping about him being able to handle a load 40 minutes a game, you're just going to run the man into the ground. Telling him that he's the best closer ever and that he can beat Kobe Bryant without actually learning the things that manage time down the stretch of the game, you put the ball in his hands in this situation, you're going to fail. This is stuff that I just want the Lakers to understand. If you're going to cap, don't act on the cap. That's all I'm saying, man. Let's have some damn common sense. This is why you don't lie to people about what it is you believe they can do, because when it's time for them to show it, they can't do it. You put them in positions to fail. In the name of trying to be friendly to them, in the name of trying to support them, bro, you are putting them in a position to be embarrassed and hurt and further disappointed that they didn't get it done. When all you had to do was tell them to do something that they could do. And you'd have got the most out of them. Getting mad at people for not doing what it is ain't no good at. This is the problem that I have. Because we're playing politic ball, we're doing stuff like that. You know, I get it. These not the easiest personalities to manage, but if we're not winning, then what are we actually trying to accomplish? Just getting along? That's not what Genie's paying over the luxury tax for. That's not what these fans are paying tickets for. If y'all want to get along, do that at a country club. Go to a golf course. Go to a strip club. Don't do it in a Laker uniform, cap and all this weak-minded nonsense that ultimately just makes us losers anyway. And to think, if you just be real with people and tell them, hey, look, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this, but we can all come together and help each other out by making up for that, by just playing smart. And together we can win together. Together we can win. But, apart and all these lies and then people having to prove that they can't do certain things, and it's like, why did you put me in that position? That just further destroys the chemistry. It just further destroys it. And if anybody is too bullheaded to get out of their own way for the betterment of the team, then they have to be off the team, man. It's not about how much it costs or what you're getting rid of or none of that. If the whole point is to play basketball cohesively, and you got guys down there that cannot do that for whatever set of reasons, they're messing up the program, and what you're investing in is destroyed to begin with. Why are you investing a single coin in it, let alone further investing in it at all? You know what I'm saying? We're not investing in people getting along. We're investing in basketball. If the guys who can't, or playing basketball can't get along, they need to be separated. And that's what it comes down to, man. I'm sick of this war between Russell Westbrook and LeBron James. I'm sick of it. Okay? As a fan, I'm tired of it, dude. Honestly. And I know what it is that I'm looking at to some degree. And it's, like I said, they just got to understand that they hurt the rest of the team, man. And just because you're elevated in level and status does not mean that the overall collective of what you're doing doesn't fall in the brunt of everybody. It does, bro. If the 10th guy doesn't box out or respect 3-point discipline or get back on D, it hurts just as bad as if Bron does it. Because we're all going to fall to the same loss, man. And that's ultimately what I'm trying to sell to all of us. So the first thing we need to do is be honest with ourselves and each other. And if there are people that we can't be honest with, they need to go. You know what I mean? Seriously. If we can't be honest and function with you, if you need to be lied to, you need to be removed. That's what needs to happen with the Lakers, bro. I don't care if you're the last guy or the first guy. If the only way you can play is if you believe your lies that are not true about yourself, you need to get the hell off my team. Because we're about fixing our problems. We're about getting better. So if you think you're perfect and you're out there displaying flaws, then you're betraying what we're doing. You got to take those flaws and turn them into something good. And so that's what I'm saying for Russell Westbrook. I've seen him develop that and display that over the last year and a half in various ways. And I've been very, very encouraged and inspired by what it is he's overcome. So I try not to ride him too much for his mistakes. I really try, even though it frustrates me in some cases, it does. I also try to get a balance of all the good stuff that he does. Bron, same thing. I tell you, I look at them dudes the same way. I've said this about 6-7 times in this camera. I don't look at them that too much different. I really don't. I think they cut some of the same issues. This is Bron handles it better. Bron does it in a more subtle way, and it's not, but it's still the same ego trip. They cannot coexist because they both like this with their egos, man. And I'm telling you, Darvin was a role player, you guys. I like Darvin, NBA champion, but he's a role player, bro. So at the end of the day, he's going to handle these superstars the same way he handles superstars when he was a player. It's just a certain pecking order in this league. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of what went wrong with Steve Nash in Brooklyn, though. He wasn't no role player. So it's kind of hard to talk to him if you KD and Kyrie and say this, and this. He's like, yeah, that's cool, but I got 2 MVPs too, so. But with Darvin, it's like, that is Bron. That is Westbrook. And then, you know, from where I was at, them was like, you know. So even as a coach, it's still. And it's kind of tough when that's the dynamic, man. It's very tough when that's the dynamic. Excuse my eating. Food's gonna be cold, but you know, it is what it is. We're human here, and that's the point. We're not pretending to be perfect. I got a meal right here. Like, my hair ain't shaved, nothing. It doesn't mean that I have any less confidence to get on this camera and display whatever it is I feel I'm good at, but I'm certainly not gonna sit up here and tell you I'm displaying my best. I'm not, man. We're not gonna cap about it. Because if we gotta go out there and show ourselves to be presented, we're gonna look the way we look. It's not gonna be what it is we're telling ourselves. It's gonna be what it is. We gotta work with that. So that's how I feel, man. In regards to this team, no, man. No. Stop believing our lies. Stop telling us we were something but we're not. Let's get to a point where we're respecting the fact that we can get better at things if we focus in on those weaknesses. But as long as we're capping about those weaknesses, we're going to snub our own growth and continue to play into the defense's hands, which is what this is all about on this channel. We're trying to be competitive. You know what I'm saying? That's all it's about. We want to beat people. And this is going to lead us to that. And that's all we're doing here. And you want to know the truth, y'all? That's all we're doing here. We're trying to compete with other teams. So if the conflict is within ourselves, how the hell can we be on our own side to beat them? Every single night, I'm telling you how anxious I am to beat my old foes as a Laker fan. These are the same teams I've been rooting against my entire life, yo. I want to beat them. Honestly. As a fan. It drives me to talk in this camera. Seeing them teams lose and seeing us win. And so if my team's not on that, or if they think wins come in different ways, how does that blow back on me? Do I get a check for that? I'm a Laker fan of 25 years. If y'all just doing a money grab, should I not at least get 25 cents a month? Should I not? Shouldn't every Laker fan get like a cent a month for all of this money grab crap? Since we're going to lose, we ain't got no picks, there's nothing here. We're still here. What do we get for it? No, we have to pay our money into this. No. No Genie Bus, no NBA, no Adam Silver. We are not that type of consumer, man. We're going to interact, and we're going to tell you we don't respect how this is set up so that our team can't get better. And that's what it is. I respect that the team can't move. I respect that Rob Pelinka has a position to keep. And if he makes a certain move, he may not ever get another job in this league again. But it's still incumbent upon him to move now, because if he doesn't move now, he's going to be evaluated that way and may never get a job again. That maneuverability, that whole environment, it's impossible. You can't do nothing with that. That needs to change. It can't be this hard to get the team better. It should not be this hard to make with all these different kids on the back of these benches that can't get off their bench because they have surplus young talent ahead of them, as we talk about twice a day, it shouldn't be this hard to build a good team. The Lakers shouldn't be stuck for 7 years because a regime they had that they fired 2 years after that made decisions that ultimately killed them forever. Like, that should not be a dynamic that you ask fans to pay into. Fix it, please. BDF44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.